Yo, what's up guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. The Shadow of a God by DirtyRippedPaper Chapter 7, Hell Week. You took a cab with those? I was planning on picking you up. JinWoo looked at Jin-ho, who had a heap of stuff with him. Brother is the one helping me, so I should be the one to come over. Let's depart. The three got in the car. Let's pick someone up on the way there, Rimuru told Jin-ho, who was driving. Huh? Who? Rimuru called the kid on the phone. Song Yi, come out. I'll give you a lift. Ah, Song Yi, the filler member, Jin-ho remembered. Rimuru nodded as a yes. We've arrived, sister. Jin-ho looked back at Rimuru's seat. Do I have to start calling Song Yi sister as well, sister? The FCK are you talking about? She's just JinWoo's sister's friend. They pinched Jin-ho's cheeks. Song Yi was standing at the door of her building. Good morning, brother and sister, she greeted them and got in the car. Ah, good morning raid captain. Did you get some sleep last night? JinWoo asked. I was unable to sleep. You must be tired, rest in the car. You can lean on my shoulder, Rimuru told her. How about you two? Just a quick nap. It was already 4 a.m. when I got home, so I assume the same as for Rimuru. She nodded. Sister, brother. Jin-ho had a dark expression. Han Song Yi is a minor, and the two were clueless. Well. I didn't have any doubts about you two, but to include her, I didn't even know you were into that. And she's a minor. The two tilted their heads. Never mind, he drove off. JinWoo was busy defeating the monsters as usual in the dungeon, but something about today was different, at least to Jin-ho. Brother. What are those? He screamed. Ah, it was the shadow soldiers. It's my skill. Pretty cool, isn't it? Rimuru was cheery. You can summon these guys. It's a bit too complicated to explain, but it's convenient. They can hunt for me. Jin-ho looked towards Rimuru and saw her killing a monster with one hit. He looked so hopeless. Can I at least collect the magic crystals? Why? I feel like I have lost my place. He was on the verge of tears. Rimuru laughed and scruffled his hair. You're so cute, Jin-ho. Her laughter continued while she kept pinching his cheeks. Jin-ho puffed his cheeks and began to collect the magic crystals, being helped by JinWoo's shadow soldiers. The next day, the promise with Jin-ho to clear 19 raids has finished. And with this, everything is over, Rimuru said. I really am sorry guys. I wanted to take you guys somewhere luxurious for our last time. Are you kidding? I love this. Rimuru's mouth kept getting stuffed with all sorts of food from the table. What a glutton. Jin-woo laughed at the sight. What do you plan on doing from now on? He asked Jin-ho. I can get my guild master license as soon as I finish a simple paper exam from the association. Then I'll go and have a talk with my father regarding the license. Jin-ho stared at the two. What will you two do now? Jin-woo looked at the key in his hand and Rimuru drifted into thought. I will be out of contact for a while, Jin-woo said, surprising Rimuru. Jin-ho burst into tears. If I'm a bother to you two, please let me know. I won't bother you two anymore. He took a shot of soju right after saying that. To Rimuru, Jin-ho was just like Jin-ah. He let Rimuru feel how it was to have a younger brother. What do you think of us, Jin-ho? Rimuru ruffled his hair. I have a brother that is 10 years older than me. He doesn't like me, so we don't spend a lot of time together. By comparison, sister and brother are people who have saved my life and helped me with my problem. So, brother is more like a brother than my real brother, and sister is the sister I always wanted to have. If that's how you think of me, then I shall consider you as my younger brother. Jin-woo clanged his shot of soju with Jin-ho. So shall I? Rimuru joined in. Jin-ho's eyes were flooded with tears. Why you guys? See, can I hug you too? He sniffled. Rimuru opened her arms and let the kid embrace her as tight as he possibly could. Jin-woo was too busy focusing on the news that was broadcasted on the TV. Rimuru, take care of Jin-ah while I'm gone. I'm entrusting her in your care, all right? You can count on me. I puffed my chest. A week with Riri is like a dream come true. Jin-ah was excited. You, be on good behavior for Rimuru, he scolded Jin-ah, making her pout. He carried his bag out of the door, disappearing from their line of sight. What should we do first? Jin-ah was jumping up and down. I laughed. What do you want to do? She fell into deep thought. Gosh, she really likes me. Then, I want to go to a mall with you. That's usually how I spend time with my girlfriends, so I wanted to do the same with you. Only if it's alright with you. Her hands kept fidgeting. Why be nervous? Of course it's alright with me. You're basically my little sister. Her eyes lit up at my words, her cheeks with a pinkish tint to them. Jin-ah and I went to the mall. I'm pretty sure girls like shopping, so I'll take her shopping. I think they do. Where'd you get the money? She asked me. I mean, hunters do have a high salary. As we were walking, it looks like a shop caught Jin-ah's eye. She stopped right in her tracks and stared at the mannequins. So pretty, she mumbled. I said, then go try on those outfits. She turned to look at me and asked, is it okay? I nodded. Why wouldn't it be? We entered the shop, and she immediately took all the clothes she liked. I watched her try on every piece of clothing she desired. At this point, our shopping cart is filled to the brim. I took a glance at the shopping cart. Jin-ah does have a pretty good fashion sense. I can't say the same for me. Some people, JinWoo, have said that my fashion sense is, quite edgy. Riri, Jin-ah called out to me. Yay? I answered. She put on a cheeky smile before saying, we should get you some new outfits too. Well, alright. I guess. I had a bad feeling about this, honestly. Riri, this would look absolutely fantastic on you. I could see the stars in her eyes. I complained, but this is the 10th clothing I've tried. A woman should utilize their beauty. She leaned in closer to my face, inspecting it. You're already pretty enough to not need makeup, but clothes are a different story. With the right clothes, you'll make the ultimate woman. Aren't you exaggerating? The ultimate woman? Me? Gosh. The line between woman and man as my gender have become this blurred, huh? I remember when I used to fuss over being regarded as a woman, but now I don't even care. Her saying I could be the ultimate woman does somewhat tick me off a bit. Hey, I still used to be a man, okay. Just like that, any speck of me being a man had disappeared. The ultimate woman, Jin-ah exclaimed. I looked at myself in the mirror, and there I saw the most feminine version of me. A cropped top with a V-cut, showcasing some cleavage, paired with a miniskirt and socks that reached my knees, with shoes that gave me height. I took a gulp as I prolonged my stare with myself in the mirror. Is this me? I couldn't help but stutter at how gorgeous I looked. I knew I was drop-dead gorgeous, but seeing myself right now further proves that fact. Jin-ah herself stared at me in admiration. She couldn't help but mutter, how gorgeous. Even the passers-by stared at me in pure love. I could feel the cameras flashing at me, but I was too enchanted by my own appearance to even mind them. I stuttered, this is kind of embarrassing. I should take this off. No. Jin-ah yelled. She was adamant on me staying in this outfit. You are the most beautiful woman in the world, with or without this outfit, but this type of outfit will solidify your position even more. I guess that's somewhat true. I used to be crowned Korea's most beautiful woman. Jin-ah interrupted my thoughts by pushing a shopping cart into me. It was filled with clothes. This is now your entire wardrobe. I'll be your stylist, so worry not. Why does it feel like I've become her personal Barbie doll? Open hollow corner bracket second day close hollow corner bracket. It was the second day without JinWoo here. It feels kind of weird. I used to spend every day with him, now it's like this. It kinda makes me sulk a bit. I should go out for fresh air. To take my mind off of the loneliness I've been feeling. I'm gonna go hang out with Jin-ah. Riri, I'll be going to sleep over at my friend's. I need to finish a group project with her, Jin-ah said as she packed her bag. She left just after she said that. Who am I supposed to hang out with now? I scrolled through the contacts on my phone, realizing that I am absolutely friendless. I fell in despair. I have 0 friends here. Not a single one besides JinWoo and Jin-ah, and their siblings. I'm popular, aren't I? So why don't I have friends? In my mind appeared all of the S-rank hunters who've pestered me. There was Choi Jong-in, Baek Yoon-ho, Go-to Ryuji, basically all the S-rank hunters in Korea and Japan. But, even if they do pester me from time to time, they're still not my friends. At times like this I end up missing my patrons. I wonder how they're doing. Yay. I'm definitely going on a group vacation with them next time. I'm so fucking lonely right now. So the only way for me to have friends is if I'm a feared and renowned figure in a world, huh? If I become exactly that in this world, would I gain friends? Shouldn't it be the opposite? Now that I'm a regular hunter in Korea, I should have more friends, yet I only have 2. Am I miserable? So what if I don't have friends, right? I'll go out for fresh air by myself. Friends aren't everything in the world. I can live by myself. I stepped out of the apartment building and was immediately met with the sight of friends hanging out. It's a weekend, this really does make me feel kind of lonely. But whatever. I walked and walked but I couldn't really see anything that caught my eye much. I visited every single shop here with JinWoo. Man. How I miss you. That bastard better come back quick. He's making me look really friendless right now, I am. I pouted as I kept walking. I could feel eyes on me, and honestly this is the only time I ever cared about them. Can one of them please approach me and have a talk, and then be my friend? Rimuru Tempest. How lovely to see you. I turned to face the person speaking, but was met with pure disappointment. Why are you here? I asked, crossing my arms. He smiled. To get you in my guild. A little birdie told me that you are a B-ranked hunter who honestly doesn't fit B rank. Peeved. That birdie is just your own opinion. Honestly, you surpass even A ranks. An S rank, for sure. Master, I suggest you get a reappraisal soon. I believe JinWoo as well is going to get reappraised. We'll see soon. I'm probably going to get reappraised after a bit. He asked, what made you change your mind? You used to be so adamant on not getting reappraised. I ran out of money, I lied. I can give you all the money you want, just be in my guild, Rimuru Tempest. I refuse. I could see his face contorting into a disappointed expression. Well, what else can I do? I don't really want to look like a fool begging for you in my guild. He eyed the people taking pictures of our interaction. How about you be my WI? Oh, hell nah. A moment of silence happened for a minute before he drooped his head and walked off. These S-rank hunters sure are weirdos. With all the weirdos surrounding me, this hits a little too close to home. Open hollow corner bracket 3rd day close hollow corner bracket life right now feels like it's a rising action. You know, where it's kind of boring since it's getting to the climax. It feels like that. I looked at the scene outside of the window. It's gorgeous. Mikami Satoru used to pray. How does it feel to pray and not to be prayed to? To be a full-fledged human, from bone to flesh. My hands traced the locket that rested on my chest. In it was a picture of JinWoo, Jin-ah, and me. The relationships mortal humans have with each other often amazes me. The ticking clock to their inevitable end ticks every second of the day, though it's only until the last second where they seem to care. Yes, just like Shizu Izawa. A woman who embraced death, yet when confronted she became fearful. The very reason I even gained the appearance of a human. The melody that the birds hummed gave me some sort of comfort as I laid my eyes to rest. How is it to be a human once more? Open hollow corner bracket 4th day close hollow corner bracket. It's a good thing JinWoo isn't home right now. I'd hate for him to see the sight of me holding a man by the window. This is the second time I've been pestered by hunters. When will you hunters learn to stop? I hung him by the edge a bit more, daring to drop him. You are a valuable hunter. Able to be the spotlight of the media every day and to have powers that even S ranks fear. It's no wonder hunters want you. I've already met this man before. Choi Jong-in. Fuck off. I let go of him by the edge of the window, making him almost fall. Lucky enough, he was able to hold on to the window. He stayed sat on the edge. Are you not scared? You won't be able to kill me. How do you know? You're weaker than me. Weaker, me. I laughed. I can't possibly be weaker than him. It's not even being overconfident at this point, I just know it. His mouth opened. People died because you were weak. My eyes widened at his words. Memories from the past came back. No matter what I do, I'll always be haunted by it. You can't save everyone. You're wrong. JinWoo himself was hurt because I held my katana by his throat, creating a scar. What are you doing? His eyes were filled with terror. It was the first time he'd shown me this expression. Showing to you how you could possibly die at this instant, I replied. It was as if the fear of death was suddenly drilled into him in this moment. You could die at any moment if you choose not to be careful with your words. I pressed the blade deeper into the skin of his throat. He laughed as a mask to hide his fear of me. Know who you're going against, Rimuru. I could say the same for you, Choi Jong-in. He gritted his teeth and spoke. Aren't you getting too cocky, Rimuru? Perhaps. We don't have to fight. I'd hate to fight with the woman I love. Oh, ew. Then, if you win this battle, I'll be yours. I'll be your hunter, and your woman, I whispered into his ear. The end of his ear became red. I looked at his face. He was clearly determined to win. Then, shall W. Before I could finish my sentence, flames lit up the frame of the window he was sitting on. He hopped off the window, onto the outside of the building. I followed his steps. Perhaps you forgot how ranks work. I am an S rank. I reign supreme above all the other ranks. I stared at him. And I'm still better, I teased. I know I told you that you were an S rank, but even in S ranks there is a huge power difference between them. There is a hierarchy of power in one single rank. He put his hand on my shoulder. And it appears I'm on top of it. I flicked his hand off. Veins appeared on his head. He was getting frustrated by me. Go on. I want to demolish you without feeling the slightest bit guilty. Then prove it. I will. I blasted a fireball onto him at a remarkable speed, pushing him to the wall of another building. I walked over to the place he landed on. The smoke cleared out, and there I saw him staggering, yet still standing. It would be embarrassing if he died cause of such a weak reason. The civilians around started to flee. This must be a sight to them. Sooner or later reporters will start coming. I'll make a grand spectacle, I told him. Master. Just because there are no consequences here that could affect you doesn't mean that you can do whatever you want. You don't understand, Seal. It's about time I stopped these motherfuckers from bothering me. I'll just teach him a quick lesson, and that'll also scare these other S-rank hunters. He gritted his teeth and summoned a fire dragon. I guess fire magic really is good if you want to be flashy. Unfortunately for him I possessed gluttony. I reached my hand to the dragon made out of flames. Thanks for the meal. Gluttony swallowed the dragon whole. What? He was shocked. First time. I know. He pulled out his phone and immediately dialed a number. Coward. Calling for backup. How cowardly of you. I taunted him, making him release his pent-up rage. You never said I couldn't call backups. He sent a wave of fire spears at me. I put up a barrier in front in the nick of time, defending myself from the spears. This was supposed to be fun. Now it's just boring. 30 minutes. That's the amount of time you have left. You don't even need to beat me. All you need to do is to lay a scratch on me, and I'll honor our deal. He stood confident. I'll stand still here and you can try all you like to hurt me. As I said that, he summoned flames in his hand and was contemplating about what to do. I looked to the side and I was right. There really are news reporters here already. I waved to them. The second I moved my hand, a wave of fire suddenly went at me. To dispel it I summoned a wave of water. Wow, that's a lot of waves. That's how it works, right? Yay, water beats fire. He backed away. Time's ticking. You have 25 minutes left on the clock. Do you really want to be wasting time? I stood firm in my position. It looked like he didn't know what else to do. Every move he had I could counter. Even if he puts out all that he has he would inevitably come out as the loser. You. What are you? He asked me. I'm a hunter. I laughed. This whole situation isn't even something serious. It's just like a little playtime. What's your next move, Choi Jong-in? If you choose to forfeit then I'd be happy to finally do my moves. Look up. My hand immediately stopped Cha Hae-in who was about to attack me. I didn't even need to look. I gripped her sword so tight that my hand bled. The two were surprised by my move. So all of his moves were a diversion. Huh, No matter what happens, I'll end up winning. I take this as you forfeiting. My eyes shined a gold, brighter than before. The scar that bled in my hand was now healed. No. You leave me with no choice. I made a parallel self to help me out with Choi Jong-in. The two looked at my parallel self and I in shock. They haven't seen anything like it, I suppose. Now, to take care of Cha Hae-in. She's a formidable foe. Not for me, but in general. She immediately backed away from me, probably like a meter or two away. We locked eye contact, but she lowered her gaze. Not much of a talker, are you? I unsheathed my katana. She looked surprised. You have also practiced swordsmanship? Of course. I can't just rely on my magic. I pointed my katana at her. Let us fight in an equal setting. I don't want to fight you using my magic. It's like bringing a gun to a knife fight. I don't even know if I used the term correctly. How considerate of you. She put on a fighting stance. It seems word got out that there's a fight involving S ranks. The military has secured our area and news reporters are looking at the scene. They're evacuating all the civilians. Then, Cha Hae-in, let's fight. I made the first move. This is a battle of swordsmanship. I keep slashing at her, making her unable to get an attack on me. It looks like she knows she can't win against me. That was a given. I was personally taught by Hakuro. My swordsmanship is the best there is, if you exclude Hinata and Hakuro. She kept backing away, her face was in agony. Whenever she tried to get an attack on me, I only block it and make another move. Boring. I said we should fight, did I not? I close our distance to only an inch apart, clashing our weapons together. She's got good reflexes to be able to block me in the nick of time. Had she been a second later, then her head would have already flown off like Choi Jong-in's would have earlier. Reminds me. I glanced at my parallel self fighting Choi Jong-in and I saw him encase Choi Jong-in in a black flame. I absorbed the parallel self since the fight is probably done now. I dispelled the black flame that encased Choi Jong-in, and I saw almost his whole arm, charred. Guildmaster. Cha Hae-in screamed at the sight, the news reporters speechless. If you play with fire, you get burnt. She lunged at me, cutting off my right arm. We don't have to continue this, Rimuru Tempest. Her hands trembled as she lowered her sword and backed away. I don't want to hurt you. I lowered my katana as a response and walked towards her. The arm that was cut off by her was immediately regrown. I leaned into her, my breath making her tremble, weak. I caressed her cheek. A simple tap of mine was enough to make her pass out. Her unconscious body fell into my arms. She has quite a nice build. It's a given, since she's a physical combatant hunter. I teleported her somewhere safe. This fight will suffice as a lesson to those other damn hunters. If they still continue to pester me even after what they've seen here, then their death will be no one else's fault but their own. 10 seconds. Repent. I told him. He bit his lip. I took out a health potion from my inventory. Your burn is one of a kind. Nothing other than my own healing can heal your burn. If you repent, I'll gladly give it to you. He knelt down. You are amazing. I should have known better than to anger you. His voice was coarse. I suppose there won't be a next time? I can't guarantee that. Even after being shown what I can do to you, you're still persistent. That's a good quality. I poured the health potion on him, making his charred arm into what it once was. I pointed my katana at his throat. Chin up. He looked above to me. Now, compensate me for this hassle, I told him. He scoffed. I'll wire the money into your account later. I lowered my katana. My head turned to the news reporters, military, civilians, and even fellow S ranks who were watching by the side. The civilians looked at me with awe and admiration. I could have gone without healing him, it was only a burn, but I did heal him. To heal your opponent in a fight, is that not one of the ultimate acts of mercy? But, for S ranks, this fight was something they feared. My eyes scanned each and every one of them. A new challenger has entered their arena. The fight is over. I ordered Choi Jong-in stand up. Why did you do all this? I asked him. I wanted to see how much power you possess. It seems it is far more than I ever thought. Shit. So I played right into his trap. How clever of you. He grinned. Oh, this is really gonna be a pain in the ass later on. Seal. Can you make my identity blurry in everyone's memories, except the S ranks? Of course I can, Master. May I ask why? These normal civilians would probably cower in fear when I'm near, so it's just gonna be such a pain to go out, though I still need some sort of wariness from them, not too much, you know. But to S ranks, even if they know my identity clearly, they'd only be somewhat careful of me but not cower in fear. They'd know better than to mess with me. Basically it's a warning to the S ranks. I see. That makes sense, Master. I advise you to get reappraised later. Currently you are only a B rank. This incident would hinder you. But the government is unable to shackle S ranks. Follow my words, he whispered and walked away. Shit. He's right. Remnants of this incident would remain if I choose to let it be, so I can set an example to other S ranks. A small price to pay, really. I wonder if JinWoo is coming home now. JinWoo is coming home now, Master. Thanks to your blessing, he has cleared what he needed to faster than he would have without it. That's nice. Chaos Creator, I hear the news reporters say. A familiar nickname. I looked around, yet there was nobody familiar here. Even sensing the area, nobody from my world was here. Am I really just a Chaos Creator? Just like that, a new, yet familiar nickname arose for me. Chaos Creator. Have you found him yet? I have. He's currently residing in South Korea. I don't understand why Rimuru-sama wouldn't reside in Japan. Rimuru-sama used to tell us stories about it. Whatever it may be, it is Rimuru-sama's decision. Rimuru-sama, we'll be reunited at last.